What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Thursday, episode 428 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Javon, presented by Pickett Sports. If you guys aren't tracking your bets on Pickett, start today. Why not? All right, hold yourselves accountable. Know how many units you're losing, all right? So you're not going bankrupt and homeless. All right, figure it out. Start tracking your bets on Pickett. And yes, Jake, I am over the BT piss. The season's done. Now I know why Rodney Rice quit the team. I would have quit the team too if I knew what the heck I was about to witness for an entire season. What a joke. What a joke. What a waste. What a waste. It really is. Goats are muted, I believe, as well, Javon, but that's okay. I'll keep talking about you. There he is. What a waste. You know, you got guys who can shoot the heck out of the basketball, and they're wide open all game, and they miss every shot they need because they're nervous. These guys are not clutch. Let's get some new bodies in there. Whatever the heck we were doing before, let's change it up, because it's not working, plain and simple. Gosh, man, our coach is on the hot seats and our team stinks, and they broke my heart last night in person. Gross.
Yeah, that's piss. Can't say I'm all that shocked. Now you got to watch. I don't know how that game between FSU and UNC is looking, but have a pretty good feeling that game's going to go down to the wire. FSU might have a shot to win outright.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. They probably will win outright. Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yep, Hunter Couture. I needed him to bang 2 more threes. If he did, I would be rich on Prize Picks because I took Sean Padula points. And I took, who did I take? I faded one of the guys on Florida State who had like 3 points. And then Hunter Couture is missing, 6 wide open threes at the end of the game because he's not clutch. And we don't belong winning the ACC with that team. So they stink. It is what it is, guys. We got games starting up here soon. We got games starting up right now. We've got games finishing right now. We got games all day. All right, life is good. We don't need to be talking about the Hokies, the rat shit. They're done. I'll catch you in the NIT, boys. Man, squad ride was cake as well, huh?
Yeah, also cake.
Yep.
That was
Lakers,
equally as shit of a bet.
Terrible bet. Terrible bet. I sneak nuked it late night when I was down coins, and I lost even more. Yeah, gosh, man.
Yes.
Lakers, absolute piss job. No hearts from them in that game. 0.
Negative. They gave up.
They folded. They gave up. That's what happens when LeBron's on your team. You pack it up. You get to the next game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Squad ride bounce back today. Has to be Kels.
Mandatory.
Krabs, Javon, could y'all hook me up with an early Prize Pick square? I need a pair. Yeah, we can look at some Nerfies here in a moment, or some college basketball squares.
Some Nerfies are crazy.
No stress. All right, USC, sure, they won. W's, UTSA, terrible bet. We both had them. Cake, very rare. We both had them, and it lost. W. Daniel for jinxing that in the Slack group chat. We've got Xavier on the ML. They came through. W's. We've got Georgetown, who hung around and lost by a little bit more than 9.5. Cake. Javon, you hit Boston College outright. Wow. And you hit TCU. Besides that, cake.
Yeah, same deal.
Oh, man. I had Burton paired with your guy down there, Schumann, on McNeese. All he needed was one more bucket, I bet.
Yeah, he was just walking around with 2 fouls, playing soft for the entirety of, the second half plus 5 minutes of the first half, which is piss.
Unbelievable. All right. Chats, look, we've got games starting up right now. Thank God that BYU game was a little bit earlier, so I couldn't give you out some Cougar cake. They're already down 10 to Texas Tech. No boy.
Live bet them.
Could live bet them, or you could just give up and know that's a loser. Either one would work. All right, chats. But don't count the Cougs out. They can shoot their way back into that game. Good live betting spots. I liked them pregame. At this point, they've got 2 points in 5 minutes. I think I'll just wait till the next one. Yep. All right, chats. UConn is in boost, they're saying. Yeah, what else is going on around the league?
They're still minus 520 to win the game, though. They're down by 3.
Yeah, they're down 3 with 3.5 left.
Yeah, they're 2 touchdown favorites.
Yeah.
God, man, I loved Sean Miller's comments yesterday after the Xavier game, though. I loved them. They said, how the heck are you going to beat UConn? You've been talking about UConn being the best team in the league, or pretty much in the country, all year. And he goes, yeah, I voted for everybody on that team to win, player of the year, coach of the year, first team, whatever, this, that. So I hope I hope they take it easy on us. And he was joking around about it. I knew when he was fucking around, feeling good like that, cracking jokes last night, they were going to keep this game close. That son of a gun, Sean Miller, has a couple tricks up his sleeve still. Could be
Knows
legal,
all.
could be illegal. Who knows? But he's willing to pull out, anything to get a win.
Yeah.
know? All right, get the freaking Hunter Couture square off my screen, please, Goots. I can't do it today. Any nerfies today?
And here we go. Back to the nerfy tab.
Any nerfies today? We've got seeded games starting up at 1. All right, we've got about 15, 20 minutes until we get to those chats, so we've got plenty of time. All right. Looks like Eric Fetty is also moving to the top of the rotation for the White Sox.
Yeah, he's probably going to start opening day, which is hilarious.
There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, they don't
Eric
have anybody
Fetty
else.
coming right back, fresh off the boat, going to start opening day for the White Sox after an impeccable season over in Korea. Good for him. God, that team's going to stink, but good for him.
It's absolutely insane, dude.
Eric Fetty is your 1.
Yeah.
My goodness, bro.
Yeah. Because now they got obviously no C's. They got Kopech, who's moving to the bullpen. Really just have nobody up there.
Padres are signing people. People are getting
Yeah.
their hopes up who may or may not be producing the show.
Yankees thought they were getting seasons now. Now they're looking at Michael Lorenzen.
Yankees' entire starting lineup is going to be hurt by the time opening day gets here. Their
Yeah,
2 best
probably.
players already hurt.
Probably.
Crazy. I mean, Cole's about to miss 2 months at least.
I mean, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say he is not pitching this season.
Did you see POD Pete posted a video 3 hours before the Cease trade saying how the Yankees can fix their pitching problem, and then 3 hours later this happens?
Moose.
Can't make it up.
Moose.
14 days to opening day. Wow.
That tickles Jim.
Wow.
That does.
We are close.
Yep.
We are so close. Soto, yeah, I mean, Soto's going to have to carry the team himself, plain and simple. He's going to have to absolutely carry. Yeah. Judge got some weird x-rays going on. They're not talking about shit. Who knows what's going on? It's going to have to be the freaking Soto show. Shocker.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I'm looking at any of these nerfies and liking them, Javon. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, not really anything standing out today, I would say.
We could go Zach Littell, Chris Sale, Yurfie. Chris Sale has been nails.
Yeah, you gotta ask.
How's your guy Zach Littell been doing?
I can't say I've been keeping up with Littell too much during spring training, but I can tell you he is not a guy that I believe in all that much.
Okay. It might be that.
Could be that.
Maybe that with Bradley Beal, less than 3s tonight. What are we thinking about pairing it with?
I don't know. We're gonna have to find some pairs, but that is the lowest total of the day. That Littell Sale game.
Lowest total of the day, I bet. All right. You got a pair for me?
Could potentially have a pair.
Is that a pair in the Houston game?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Sharp Report. We'll let the people know the plays. If any are starting up early, we'll get them to the people. All right? Let's flash that puppy. There it is. Bang. How are we feeling about Juwan Roberts today, Javon?
I mean, he's going to dominate. I don't love offense too much in that game, but I think it's a lot going to flow through him because we've seen even with Ernest Uday in there for TCU, they just get absolutely ravaged by any big man. And I think they can actually decently force the ball out of Jamal Shed and even Emmanuel Sharp or LJ Cryer's hands. So I think it's going to be a lot of slow offense in that game. And I think TCU, we'll talk about that, or I can talk about that when we get to the game, but they're going to be shooting a lot of threes. They ain't going in today. So a lot of rebounding. And when they have Uday in there instead of Coles, it's a lot less to worry about as far as small ball and taking Roberts out of the paint. So he's going to grub in that game.
All right. I'm going to pair Zach Littell, Chris Sale, more than half a first inning run with our guy, Juwan Roberts, PRA. I'm in.
Sure.
I'm in. I just dropped the link in chat, I believe. Yep, here we go. Boom. There she blows. Chat, a little 2-piece for the afternoon to take the edge off. All right, nothing crazy. Just a little 2-piece with a Yurfie action starting up here in about, 15 minutes. And then we'll sweat out Juwan Roberts this afternoon. Sure. Okay. Dubs. Beal definitely getting over 3s. Thanks, Krabs. All right, Ken, let's see the slip, brother. UNC up 12.
Supposed to be bitching.
Sure. All right. Chad, if you want a
Eli
two-piece for the
tokens.
afternoon, we got you covered right here. All right. Good. Do we want to go over some of these? I know we flashed the people the Sharp Report. They were begging for it. Do we want to go over these early games? What do
Sure.
you want to do? We've got a couple starting up at 1 p.m. Eastern at about 12. All right. Beal definitely going over his threes. Krabs, you see his PRA. Dude, why do they hate the Beal angle today? Is he about to go
knows?
nuts?
Couldn't tell you. Oh.
I mean, it looks like it's extremely fadeable. I see a lot of green bars on his
Yeah, I
PRA.
got it up on the screen.
Looks extremely fadeable.
Yeah.
Good, Fat Girls Inc. Good. All right. Hey, yo, Krabs, how are you running 1v1 poker the other night? Maybe we'll see on Sweats later today if Trent fires it up. We'll see. All right, stay posted on that. Okay, guys? All right, Javon, we've got Mississippi State and LSU's starting up here at 1 p.m. Any thoughts on that game?
Can't say I have really too much there. That game is disgusting. Would not lay the 5 with Mississippi State, though, on first glance.
You don't want to fade them?
I don't mind fading him. I was saying I would not lay that with Miss State. First glance, I definitely lean LSU, and then them making it pretty close in a really weird game. But the one concern is always LSU's perimeter defense, shutting down all the guards, especially like Josh Hubbard. Josh Hubbard's probably going to have 40.
Yeah, dude, I'll be honest. LSU, they steal my coins. I'm in zero rush to fade them, but both these teams have been playing terrible recently.
Yeah,
terrible.
They're both bad.
And Mississippi State destroyed them earlier this year.
They did.
I feel like LSU might be just the team that just covers when they shouldn't and they stink. And they should not be faded.
I could see that.
Stay away game.
Yeah, 100%.
You
This feels a little bit like Vandy, Arkansas yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Which I think was a similar spread. I think it was 6.
OT. Yeah, everyone was like, Arkansas, no way they lose to Vandy 3 times this year, right? Game was super close. Super sketch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Bowling Green. I like Bowling Green on the spread.
Yeah, I don't mind Bowling Green. Don't mind that at all.
Played that myself against Central Michigan. Dude, this Bowling Green team under their new head coach has impressed me a ton. Marcus Hill's actually a bucket. Kid drops like 20 points a game. I like Bowling Green in the spots. I know they're the higher seeds as a favorite, catching steam to Central Michigan here. I'm liking Bowling Green. I want to go bowling.
Sure.
I'm liking that. Yeah. They're up from -2.5 to -4 most places, catching some juice on that spread. I think it might be Bowling Green, the 5 seed over the 4 seed here, knocking out, the Chippewas, I believe is their mascot, Central Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk you off of that one. I do think this is a pretty big game because if Central Michigan wins this game, I kind of think they can make a little run and string together a couple wins. But if they don't, they could crash out, obviously. But I don't know what to do here. The individual game is kind of telling me Bowling Green, but before the tournament, I kind of took a look at Central Michigan and thought they could make some noise.
Yeah, but this line's got to be telling you it's Bowling Green now, though, right?
Yeah, definitely is.
They lost both games to Central Michigan this year by a combined 3 points. Right in there.
Yeah, it's tough games.
Yep, I lean Bowling Green. Probably not going to play it, but if I had to take an afternoon bet, that's probably what it would be. Yep.
Can agree with that.
And then we've got VCU and UMass. That game makes my head hurt. I hate that game.
Yeah, I don't know if I want anything to do with that game.
Milwaukee's. We'll do the Sharp Report. We haven't actually talked about the plays. We just flashed it for you guys. All right. Minnesota 34, Michigan State 32 at half. Okay. Sure. VCU laying -1.5 against a UMass team that's, has high expectations and hopes. Don't understand why. I know they have a pretty solid coach. I know they've got some pretty good transfers. I know they're 20-10 and they finished the season pretty well. They won 4 of their last 5 games. But do I want to bet them to beat VCU? I don't know. They already beat them earlier this year. Destroyed them by 22, Javon, when they played.
Shit out of them.
VCU is now favored as a 5 seeds, but it's VCU, public team.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do here because, I mean, I definitely don't want to back UMass. They are, they just did beat shit out of them. They are the team, I guess, playing a little better basketball right now. They're coming into the tournament a little hotter than VCU is. It's just weird to see, like, they're going to have to dominate inside again on VCU, but, like, they're a smaller relative team. So, like, that's what they did the first game. Like, Cohen and Cross, I think, both had big games I saw. I don't know if they can do that again against a team that's going to be this physical again with them. So I'm definitely torn. Probably would still lean VCU, but I don't want to play that.
Yeah, weird VCU is a favorite, but it is big name VCU. UMass doesn't get that much line respect. They've been playing better recently. They smoked them already this season. It's probably VCU is the play, but any school that's gone to a Final Four in recent years that people know about, so that's a mid-major, scares me a little bit this time of year.
Definitely.
Okay. Florida State GGs couldn't hang around. Well, the Hokies could have, but they blow it. All right. Now we're starting to get some plays that we've got on the Sharp reports. Do you want to just hop into that puppy?
Sure.
Yeah, let's run it. I've got some plays today in college basketball that I love. Absolutely love. And I can start it out with St. John's. Happy to.
Sure.
So Coach Pitino has been going viral a lot this season for, bitching or stinking at the beginning of the year and now kind of getting hot towards the end down the stretch. He's got his guys playing really well right now, Javon, and they've got a chance to, get a big win in this conference tournament and keep their season alive potentially. I think they can do it. They're playing at home, right? They're playing at MSG where they're very comfortable with, and they played a ton. Not to say Seton Hall hasn't played there a lot too. I'm sure they have, in conference tourneys and shit like that, playing UConn. But this Seton Hall team, again, zero line respects at all. Makes no sense, dude. We're seeing this team, Seton Hall, who has beaten St. John's. I mean, destroyed them in the first game by 15, beat them by 6 in that second game. Hasn't even really come that close to beating them. Seton Hall comes in, winning their last 2 games, barely beating DePaul, giving up 82 points to that shit team. I feel like this Seton Hall team is on fumes. They played pretty well during the regular season. They had some big upsets. I think they, exasperated all their energy during the regular season. They're coming in kind of just treading water. And you've got a St. John's team looking to make a statement, playing their best basketball this season. This team's got, Dennis Jenkins, who's a stud. They got Soriano in the paint, Shore, Jordan Dingle, the UPenn transfer from the Ivies, who I've had my eyes on for the last couple of years. Kid's an absolute bucket. He's starting to get comfortable taking plenty of shots, which is good because he's the best scorer on that team. This team is locked in right now. There's a reason why they're catching steam against the team they've lost to twice this season. I love St. John's. Give me the Storm at home at MSG today. They cover, they win big.
Sure. I don't want to get involved with any of the, which not just because they're on your card, but the 2 public long shot darling teams in St. John's and USC, because one of them is probably going to crash out. Kind of think it's going to be USC though. So I would think that this is a St. John's win and in spot, hopefully, for them.
Okay.
So we'll see there. Houston's going to beat the shit out of the Frogs today. I don't think it's even going to be close for a second of the game. And if you want to hear from the fan perspective of me, whenever they go out in the Big 12 tournament, they always go out sad every single time, even if it's followed by, or if it's preceded by a really big win, which the Oklahoma game was, because that pretty much secured their spot in the tournament. Every time they follow it up with a team that defends really well, it ends very poorly. I can name 4 of them off the top of my head. I mean, last year, really good run. Then it wasn't like a blowout of a game, but they couldn't score. Really shouldn't even scored 60 points against Texas. The year before that, made a crazy run to the semifinals, got absolutely demolished by Kansas. Same with Kansas State the year before that. I think you got to go back 4 or 5 years to really find a game that was even close and went into overtime. So I am 100% thinking that Houston is going to destroy the Frogs today. Marky Mark doesn't think so in chat, but that's fine. Took TCU yesterday. It'll be on Houston today. If you watch the first game, which I did, the entirety of it, and even went back and watched some more of it, I can count on one hand the amount of good shots TCU was able to get through their offense. The entire game they shot over top of them, which if you're a TCU team who cannot shoot, the entirety of that team cannot shoot. Shooting jump shots over the top with Micah Peavy, Jacoby Cole is going to have to do that today. Jameer Nelson. Trey Tennyson's in a really big funk, which is not good for that team. That's not good. That's not going to be sustainable in this game. So there's a reason why the line's moved up. I think 3.5 points in Houston's favor, even though like you should expect them to catch team because they're Houston. TCU is going to get smacked in this game.
Yeah, they probably will. And Javon, you know your frogs very well. Okay, sometimes you take them, sometimes you fade them. Typically, you have a pretty good read on how that squad's going to play and come out, and not looking too good with that spread where it's at today. Against
Houston. Not great.
Not great. All right, I'm with you. Took the frogs yesterday. We reaped the benefits. Take the frogs today. You lose all your coins.
Yeah.
It is what it is. BYU down 14. Yeah, they might be cake, folks. They might be cake. All right. Let me take it to USC. I don't feel great about this, but it has to be played. It is what it is. Maybe even just sprinkle on the ML, depending on how big your units are. If your units are smaller, just take the money line. Look, they just beat this Arizona team the other day, and the spread is pretty much the same. Don't love that. Don't love that at all. But are people actually thinking USC wins this game outright? Are people actually thinking USC beats Arizona twice? I don't know, man. The spread does not seem so. The spread is ridiculous. It's fact. And not typically Crabs play, right? It's like Wake Forest against Notre Dame yesterday, right? Wake Forest getting a fat spread against a team, they've already just lost to recently. Not good vibes, but it has to be done. And I love the Trojans. I love the way they've been playing the last 2 weeks. This team, Bronny James taking less shots equals more success for the Trojans, plain and simple. Isaiah Collier, I think, is one of the better players, in the Pac-12, to be completely honest with you. I really like this USC team and how they're playing in the second half of the year, or honestly, last third of the year, I guess you could say, because it's really only been the last month or so. But they started out the season, preseason ranked, and they had a bunch of injuries. 3 of their guys go down in their starting rotation. They get a couple other guys back. They start to figure out, the rotations, the lineups, the minutes. And this team down the stretch has been very impressive. They've been playing like a ranked team. I'm going to grab the 9.5 points. It has to be done. They probably lose this game to Arizona looking at the spread. I was hoping it would be like a 5.5 spread, 4.5 spread, something short. It's not. Still have to play it. I believe in the Trojans. I do. I believe in Isaiah Collier. I believe in Kobe Johnson. I believe in Boogie Ellis relatively. He can do enough. And this Trojans team has not given up yet. Their season's not over. They have to cover. They have to win. I think they keep it within 10.
Yeah, I think you'll be alone on that venture, unfortunately. I'm good on that. But if Arizona turns it over 20 times again and loses by double digits, I will tip cap. So I don't have the stomach for that one. That does feel very Wake Notre Dame-ish, except USC is probably a little more favorable in the public right now than Notre Dame, obviously. But we'll see how it plays out. I think that'll be a weird game. So we'll see. Another weird game is definitely Wake Pitt, which is probably, I'm not Joe Lenardi or in the committee or anything, but I would think this is probably a play-in game for both these teams, essentially, or at least in the case of both of them, they need their win to keep their chances alive on the bubble at the very least. So they split the season series. First time, Pitt pretty much did whatever they wanted on offense. Second time, Wake really frustrated them, beat the shit out of them. And I think it wasn't an accident that they did that, because this kind of all circles back to that one Carrington square, because before in that first game, they had the perfect answer for everything Wake was going to throw at them. In the second game, put a lot of pressure on him and Jalen Lau off the pick and roll, which when you get to that point of the Pitt offense, you know what happens after that, Crabs? You put a lot of ball pressure and they make them circulate the ball. They don't really have anywhere to go from there. That equals the Blake Hinson Chuck Fest, which never works out well for anybody unless you're playing, I don't know, Louisville, where you had 40 points or whatever it is. So not only are you going to have the Blake Hinson Chuck Fest, but you're going to have that against like the best perimeter defender in Cam Hildreth, who's going to be seeing a lot of time on him. So I think that's a recipe for disaster for Pitt. And they don't really have any other alternative offense to go to. So I think, like Wake, it's definitely weird. I expected to see Pitt at least at a pick 'em or favored, because they are coming into the ACC tournament on a really hot tear. And Wake, yes, they picked up a big win at the end of the regular season against Clemson, one they needed, but they were in a tailspin really before that. And to be honest with you, as handily as they took care of Notre Dame, they didn't really look good yesterday doing it, but they did their job. Now they're here. I think Pitt looks pretty enticing at plus money. I think they're going to struggle to score for a lot of this game, and I think Wake has the answers. Hunter Salas honestly didn't play great yesterday either against a really good defense. It's probably going to bounce back today. So it's going with Wake.
Love the play. Would have put it on my sharp report myself if you didn't snag it already. Love it. Wake Forest gets it done today. They lose to Pitt, or they beat Pitt. Pitt is bad. I'm tired of seeing Pitt play games. I'm tired of seeing people think Pitt are good. I know they had a crazy run last year. They're done. Party's over. This team stinks. Got to fade. I'm with you. Give me Wake. Team of destiny. Sure. They needed a couple more wins to solidify their spot in the 20. They got to get a big-time win. And they looked pretty good yesterday, I will say. They look pretty solid.
Yeah.
St. Peter's. How about the Peacocks up there on the board, huh?
Yeah.
Look, man, Peacocks have lost to Rider both times this year. And now they moved from +1 to -1.5 on the spread against Rider in the tourney. I had this team circled pre-tournaments, right? Gave them out to win this conference tourney. And I still think they can. This team is physical. This team is one of the only squads in the MAC that plays with any sort of physicality at all. And they do have one of the best players in the country in Washington. This kid is a stud. I'm telling you right now, if you haven't seen him play yet, tune in tonight. He's going to dominate this Rider squad and earn them a win. Love the line flip. Sharp had this team circled, pre-tournament to keep winning. And seeing them, against the squad they've lost to twice this year as a favorite is good enough for me. Back Washington, back the Peacocks. They might pull off some magic again this year.
Sure. I do like that play. Peacocks might just do it. Might make a little run, too. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
Speaking of teams who have already started making their run, BC. Big win yesterday. And we faded them first game. Didn't work out. I took them yesterday. They won outright. That was huge. And I leaned on their defense yesterday, which, not going to lie, I said that I didn't think they were going to hold Clemson to 60 points or anything, but the defense would be good. They held them to 55. So even kind of shocked me there. But they matched up pretty well with Clemson. They had the Quentin Post PJ Hall matchup that would go out to the perimeter at some points. And then you would have Devin McLaughlin on Ian Shefflin, which is kind of the balancing point there. So Clemson's not a team that wants to see two bigs. And I thought that's why BC's defense had the advantage there. UVA is also a defense or an offense that does not want to see two bigs. And Quentin Post, as long as he can stay in this game, which again, foul trouble is just always a concern with him when you're taking BC or taking Quentin Post individually. I mean, he's going to grub. I think he had 24 and 10 in their first meeting, and that was playing inside and out. Then you have Devin McLaughlin, who's going to help that as well. So it's really going to come down to how can Quentin Post space the floor against this defense, because it's obviously a Tony Bennett no-middle defense. So it's a different look from a Clemson team that you're going to see. I think Quentin Post is pretty set to do that. And I do like the fact that BC has played a couple of games now, because it's pretty important that your shooters get going before facing UVA. You're not going to have the same looks that you had against the Clemson or especially in Miami, but those guys are rolling right now. Claudio Harris is seeing the ball go through the net very well. Mason Madsen, same thing. Jaden Zachary's gotten a little better of a flow kind of running that offense. So I think it's going to be a close game. Comes down to the last possession. Do you think BC is definitely in a little spot to win outright? I'm not as down on Virginia in this tournament, I guess, as a lot of other people are, but this is a neutral site game away from home where we know that they've significantly struggled more than when they're playing at UVA, and they did pick up a win on the road against Boston College when the team was dealing with a little illness, so maybe they got their little free shot there, and Quentin Post really was the only one doing anything. I don't think that's the case today. I think the guards step up, and I think it was Shrewsbury who had a crazy game for Notre Dame against UVA in that one game that they just absolutely beat the shit out of them. Am I right to say that, Krabs? Do you know?
I can look real quick. Was that at the end of the season?
I think it was around New Year's. It was towards the beginning of the conference season. But regardless of who it was, I'm getting those same vibes today from one of the BC guards, whether it's I don't think it's going to be Zachary, but either Mason Madsen or Claudio Harris, if they let him get enough shots up or one of them get enough shots up, I think you're going to get a big game from one of those guys. And then Quentin Post is going to do what Quentin Post does. So I'm going BC.
All right. Do you think it's worth taking the points with BC, or do you think it's ML or nothing for the Eagles?
I mean, they're playing UVA, so definitely worth taking the points. I would not be shocked to see a 1 or 2 point win for UVA, but I think it's going to be close, and I think they can hang. So definitely give me the points.
All right. It's good enough for me. Does Texas A&M win today / Kentucky loss plus UVA or New Mexico loss with a Richmond no bid steal get them in? That's a lot going on, Alan.
It's a lot.
That's a lot going on.
I think Texas A&M is kind of in the same-ish spot as maybe a Wake or a Pitt, where like they're kind of hanging around. A win would definitely put them more in the conversation, but they kind of need different things to happen. That Wake Pitt game is definitely going to be interesting for Texas A&M's seeding purposes if they do win.
Yeah, both those teams have to win to keep their seasons alive, and even that might not be enough.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. A&M will not beat the Cats, not this time. From Wade Taylor himself. That could be him. Cannot confirm. Texas Tech is smoking. Yep. They are balling right now. They are destroying BYU. Crazy. I don't know, man. I think I'm out.
Let me see. Let me box score check real quick because they BYU's probably not shooting 3 for 12 from 3 the entire game. I'll tell you that much. Turnovers are pretty even. BYU, a couple fouls. I mean, Texas A&M shooting 5 for 7 from 3. Obviously, they're smoking. Pop Isaacs is tweaking. They're not really getting much done inside. So yeah, that's not sustainable. That looking at that and not watching the game, that reminds me so much of the TCU BYU first half that happened in Provo. So I would go out on a limb and say that game is going to get closer relatively soon.
St. Joe's is surging. Richmond melting. Oh no. Oh no, 2 minutes left. Oh man. 2-point game. St. Joe's is up on Richmond. 2.5 minutes left. Are the Spiders about to fold? Is Eric Reynolds about to pull off some magic, chats?
He's got 30.
Are you kidding me?
He's tweaking.
I gotta put that game on, huh?
Yeah, it's a
holy
banger.
Shit. All right, let me get this puppy situated, and then I'll take you guys to New Mexico. All right?
Yeah, you could work on that. I'll tell you that I'm taking the Lightning today. I mean,
sure.
First of all, I don't know. This might be the nastiest play all season because I don't think the entirety of the NHL season I've seen a play that looks easier than the Rangers money line tonight against the Lightning, which it is a system play because Igor is coming off of back-to-back shutouts against teams that are not all the Sharks or Blackhawks, the only teams that I kind of exclude from that because they get shut out every other game. And in the Blackhawks twice, Blackhawks case, they got shut out back-to-back games by the Avs goalie, Anunin, just like 2 weeks ago. But Igor's coming off 2 shutouts. They're going to Tampa. This game is essentially a pick 'em. I don't like the Lightning, period. They're coming off a pretty big win. They made some additions at the trade deadline. Nobody really cares about them, so it's not a Kane situation where it's like big new shiny toys because honestly, they picked up a couple of defensemen. Their defense core is dog shit. But they picked up defenders who really haven't been good at defending. They picked up offensive defenders, which I think that's a very intentional thing, partially because they got them for cheap, but also because Victor Hedman has talked a lot about how he doesn't think the D-core is an issue. He thinks they're just very low effort, very low communication, but he wants them to be more aggressive on the attack against the Rangers tonight. That's exactly what they're going to need. So I do think that this is a really weird spot for them to be in, and Igor off of 2 shutouts, I have no choice but to absolutely fade. So I'm going in there. I do think it's going to be a back and forth game, maybe one you see going to overtime, but it feels like one of these games the Lightning steal.
I'm in. Feels sketchy, right? Rangers, like you said, their goalie's been on his fucking head. We learned that the hard way the other night on Sweats.
Yeah.
The guy was cracked. He's playing out of his mind. Fading him today. He's not perfect. He's not going to be, putting up shutouts every single game the rest of the season. He's only a man, right?
Yeah.
Let's fade the fuck out of him. Let's take the Lightning at home. Somebody in chat said you guys won't believe this, but there's some eyes on the Rangers at the bar last night around 2 a.m. That wouldn't shock me one bit. These guys are animals. Okay.
Yeah. I will say the one caveat is definitely that, Vasi for the Lightning is also coming off of a shutout, but after a shutout, he's been dog shit pretty much all season. So I'm not really too worried about that. But yeah, two shutouts is a mandatory fade, especially when the game looks as sketchy as it does.
Wow. St. Joe's just put him away, Javon. And one.
I wouldn't say put him away yet, but it's a big buck.
That might put him away.
It's a big buck.
And one might put him away. It might.
Yeah. It's a big buck.
We'll say. We're taking to New Mexico's. All right. This team hurts my head, but it has to be bet on today. New Mexico opening up -1, -1.5 against Boise State. Sometimes the openers matter more than the moving lines. And in this case, I 100% think the Lobos opening up a favorite is hysterical. They've lost to this Boise team twice this season. The Lobos have been all over the place. We know they can score. They don't do anything else. They've got head cases on their team. These kids are wild. They can't be tamed. I want them. I want New Mexico, shiny new toy out there in the Mountain West. I think they win this game with ease. I think they destroy a Boise team who beat them twice this season. Boise comes in off that nice outright win against San Diego State in the last game of the season. Overall, Boise's been playing great down the stretch. They've won 4 of their last 5. Besides Nevada, they might be the hottest team out there in the Mountain West. Then why did they open up a dog in this spot to New Mexico? I don't know. I don't care. I'm back in the Lobos. I'm back in Jalen House. I'm back in Donovan Dent, Mashburn, this whole fucking all-star goon squad. JT Toppin, one of the best freshmen in the country. This team is stacked. They're going to show it. It's tournament time. All right, cut the bullshit. Regular season's over, boys. Lock the fuck in. Beat the Broncos coming in on their high horse, literally, after that San Diego State win. I mean, cloud 9. The Broncos are on right now. Fade them. Take New Mexico, hungrier team. They need some wins to get in the tourney, right? I think they get a big one today outright at plus check.
Yeah, you know I'm out on that one. Boise's my champ if they get through this game. But I'll be rooting you on. Not really, because I have the future in. But
yeah, it'd be weird if you root me on.
So,
you can root against me. It's okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I like them today. You think that spread is weird? The opener?
No, not really. I feel like we do this with Boise all the time. It's just like a lot of the reason I like them in the tournament is because they're the team that nobody gives. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. We got the run. Heart.
Too easy.
Paredes.
Too easy. Holy smokes. Wow. All right, let's go, chats.
Let's go.
Let's go, chats. That's why I put the link in that puppy. All right, that's why I put the link in there. Let's fucking go, Javon. Yes. Yes, dude.
Raise respect coin. It's the start of it.
Yeah, but I'm obsessed with this New Mexico team. I'm obsessed with Donovan Dent. I think he's going to be the next great star. I just got to take him against Boise. Coming off that big-time letdown spot.
I get the play. I respect it.
All right. We'll get to it, Ken. Pipe down over there. We'll get to it.
Dude,
taking it to Juwan Roberts. We already talked about it a little bit, but why PRA over points? What are we liking about him specifically today?
Well, I'll tell you why points, first of all. I think they're going to feed him. I think the one thing that TCU is going to do in this matchup that would give me a little bit of hope that they can keep this game close is I do think they're going to force the ball out of the guard's hands a little bit, and Houston's going to want to slow this game down, so it's not really a secret. They don't want TCU to get out in transition. They want them to be very uncomfortable. So I think they're going to pressure a lot on Jamal Shed. They're going to put a lot of pressure on really all of the guards out there, whether it's him, whether it's Cryer, whether it's Emmanuel Sharp. And then that's going to be Juwan Roberts, low down on the block, going to work there for a lot of the games, just like he did in the first matchup when they struggled to find offense. So that's why I like the points aspect. The rebounding aspect is because, like I said, in that first game, they were really just shooting over top of Houston, and they happened to make a lot of them, which I don't think is sustainable in this matchup. Unlike a lot of the teams in the Big 12, they didn't see Houston for a second time. The only game that they played them was in Fort Worth, so that was a standoff game. Now I think there's some adjustments to be made, closing out on some shooters there a little bit, or just honestly letting them shoot because they're not going to make them in this game. So with Uday in the lineup instead of just a Jacoby Cole small ball, the floor is not going to be nearly as spread for TCU and for Robert, so he'll be there for all of the 3-point bricks that TCU's putting up today. So PRA, dominate. If they do decide to double him too, easy kickouts for shooters. So the assist, I want to keep that as a part of it too. I just think he goes through everything. Everything goes through him in this game.
He's mucking today.
Yeah.
W's. Good W replay there. Richmond folded. Had a chance to tie it up with a 3 there late, and they missed it.
Yeah, GG.
And they missed it. We'll see how this one plays out, chat. Still got 22 seconds in this contest. All right. Bradley Beal. You think that total's a little bit low in that Celtics Suns game? What do you think?
Those Celtics are involved, so not really.
You like that Celtics defense?
I mean, it's hard not to by the numbers they've been one of the best in all of the NBA, especially recently.
Yeah, I was taking a peep at the Prize Picks board earlier today, just taking a gander, looking around over here, looking around over there. Saw Bradley Beal up, very popular. You could probably see why up on the screen. It has to be fed. Has to be faded today. Has to be done. Don't have a choice. Playing the Celtics, totals down almost 10 points in that contest. I like that Celtics defense a lot. I hate the Suns. I hate Bradley Beal. He stinks. He's been on fire recently. Popular square, 3-pointers made. I bet. Yeah, we're fading him today. And Richmond's dead. Is that a foul? Yep.
That was a foul.
All right. Still dead. Beal about to be Stockton. Let's see some slips, boys. Let's see some slips because I'm putting hundreds of dollars on these and you guys aren't putting anything.
We're saying Stockton, so that would be good for you.
Yeah,
saying he's going to be dishing. Well,
right.
I think he's going to have a pretty solid game, but I think it's going to be all in the mid range. Is where he's going to find a lot of his work off the ball. I don't think it's going to be from three. So that's kind of the matchup, little pocket there for him and for KD for that matter against the Celtics.
Well, I know one thing and one thing only about Bradley Beal. Big games, ESPN, televised, late night against good opponents. Plays like shit.
Yeah. Tends
Plays
to
like
happen.
shit.
Tends to happen.
Every time. His threes looks like one of the easiest squares on the board today. He's been hot. Has to be faded, chat.
Did we see that Toledo lost? Did we see that? It's wild.
Are you serious?
Really?
Kent State. Yeah.
Wow. Kent State Heart.
That's crazy.
Dude, the 8 seed.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that got swept. I just noticed that.
That did get
With
swept.
no sincere carry? No problem?
No problem.
Unbelievable, dudes.
The Rockets are done.
Wow.
Toledo beat them both times this year. Before that, we knew Kent State owned them. Kent State, historically dominant team in this conference. Toledo, always good. Never really pulls through, ever. Not shocked, right? This is March, but that's wild. 8 seed over a 1 seed? Sure.
Hard to beat a team 3 times.
It's damn near impossible, goods.
Wise man must told me that.
Write
that one down.
Yeah,
write that one down, goods. All right. Ritter traded to the Cards. Whoa.
Hey, at least we know if Kyler goes down, Cards are still going to Super Bowl.
Okay. On that note, let's go ahead and move and groove. Go look at the blocks and steals for Chet and Brooke. Adam, what do we know about Chet and Brooke blocks and steals, brother? What do we know about him?
Dude, I love some Chet blocks and steals. If Luka was playing after how he looked last night.
Whoa. That's high. That's high. And then Brooke Lopez, I'm assuming.
Yeah. We got on screen.
Whoa. Yeah, what is up with that?
Oh, my Lord. That's weird.
Why are the weirdest squares on earth up?
Rondell Moore was in the Ritter trade.
Whoa.
Falcons. Yeah, I don't like that. That's tough.
Adding some serious speed to that Falcon squad. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, not good for your Bucks. Jeesh. Brooke Lopez or Chet? Those are both super weird. I like both of those squares, fat girls. I like both of those squares. I don't know which one to take. They're both glorious. He's on Brooke Fantasy today. That goes hand in hand. Okay.
I think Chet just got taken off.
No,
Chet just got sniped off the board, too.
Means he's probably going under. So maybe it's Brooke.
It might be Brooke.
I was going to say it should be Chet, but then GG.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to lock Brooke in with something here, Adam. I'm going to tail. All right. More than 2.5 blocks and steals from old man Brooke. That should be a good look. Oy, oy, oy. That's so sketch.
Yeah, man.
Chet minus 145. That's why he's off the board. Okay.
That would make sense.
All right. Juwan Roberts, I have to take as well with this. Juwan Roberts, Brooke Lopez. What time is that Bradley Beal game on? 7.
Yeah, probably prime time.
Go ahead and fade his ass.
Assume that's a nationally televised game because it's Sun Celtics.
Brooke will close it out for a little 3-piece. Okay.
Sure.
Wow, that's disgusting, folks.
That is gross.
Little Bradley Beal sandwich. I'll drop the link right here, chat. I got you in 1 second. Little Bradley Beal Sammy.
Sure.
I can't believe Chris Sale blessed already, boys. Huge.
Yeah, shout out Sale.
Huge. Let's go, dudes.
That's hard.
All right. Yeah, Richmond Cake. Surprise picks giving people troubles. Yeah, it's giving me trouble on my laptop, but on my phone it works. Try your phone, guys. Little 3-piece. Little 3-piece for the day game. Well, one of them. Juwan Roberts. And then Bradley Beal fades. And then Brooke Lopez. Take us home. More than 2.5 blocks and steals. Disgusting square. W. Adam. UConn pulling away. Sure. Okay. Chris Sale might splooge on the Braves. Yeah, he might. Or he might suck. I don't know. I think it's going to be a tale of 2 different seasons for him. We'll see if he can last. We got Moose 27-27 coming in hot. All right. It's 22-month sub bank. W's. There you go, Goots. That's fucking hard, brother.
That's hard.
Love it. Bradley Beal, Juwan Roberts.
I would love a noti from chat whenever the BYU game goes to half because I'll be live betting BYU. So whenever we finish off the last couple minutes of that game, tag me in so I can lock in.
Well, it shouldn't be long. Less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, now we're getting close.
All right. Good. Good. 2 minutes left. W chat. They're dialed today. Love to see that. We got subbies coming in hot. B-ball player Co. Let's go, boys. 25 months. Let's go, B-ball player Co. Sure you can. We got Kyle Hoove coming in resub in 12 months. Love that. 1 year. Hype train is moving and grooving, folks. If you guys are feeling good on this Thursday afternoon, drop a subby for the people. All right. Give one out to the community. Do your charity of the month. All right. Do something that makes you feel good. Tap in. All right, boys. Are you live betting ML or against the spread? I'm assuming the latter.
Yeah, I'll be taking the points.
Good. A Crabs Javon Bozo pack would feed families. JJ, we've tried, man. They're not as good as you think. No parlays are. Wish they were, but they're not. All right. Javon, we've got about 30 minutes left. Okay. We've got some NBA, some NHL maybe to talk about today. Are there other college games you want to go over first? Ton of games today.
I mean, there's a ton of really good CBB games. It's like the rare day. I didn't even know it too. Yeah, that's hard. WMTSU yesterday.
1 down, 2 to go. All right. Louisiana Tech went down yesterday. Fire. Love that. All right. Here come the refs. Riding BYU. Looks like they're making a comeback. Good.
Texas Tech fans always be bitching about something, man.
They're always bitching about something. Here come the refs. Yep. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about some other games. God, Eric Reynolds is so good for St. Joe's, man.
So good.
I can't believe they just pulled off that upset.
Yeah.
UNC taking care of biz. UConn pulling away a little bit. Mississippi State up 3 early, only 10 minutes in. We went over some of the early games. We went over the sharp report plays. Let's pick up where we left off. Let's talk about the Terps. Let's talk about Wisconsin. Are the Terps a play here? Are we packing them up and put them off to the side?
Absolutely not. Don't do it.
I feel like they have to be played.
They played the best defense of their life yesterday. They're not repeating that.
Defense is no issue, Gates. They've shown good defense all year. We know they got the defense.
Not when I bet on them.
When you bet on them, they play like no shit. Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
But we know this team has a really good defense. You look over what Wisconsin's doing. I mean, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. Not looking too sharp. Chat saying Wisconsin and Terps going to OT. Would not be surprised. Definitely a gross game. Nobody wants to take the spreads. I mean,
I'll take one for the team and bet on Wisconsin. Then you guys bet on Maryland, and shit's gonna hit. So
somebody's winning.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
somebody's winning. Wisconsin just beat them a couple weeks ago as well.
I feel like
it's got to be Terps.
It's got to be the Terps, and the thing is, like, first of all, Wisconsin's ass. I think we're all in agreement now that we can stop pretending that team's good. But
yes.
I think we kind of view them as this tough defensive team just because they can't score themselves and they want to play slow. Like they're not great. Like a lot of guards have torn them to fucking shreds over the past couple of weeks, and Maryland has a pretty good guard that could do just that today. So, like, I wouldn't be shocked if it's just one of those games. Maryland comes out, it's going to be a close game. Like, it's going to be slow, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Jameer Young take over.
Yeah, would not mind taking Jameer Young. He's usually an absolute spark plug. He reminds me a little bit of Burton on Notre Dame. Doesn't really matter what the team's doing, if they're winning, if they're losing, if they're coming back, if they're up big. He's putting up points.
Yeah. He was on Trip Dub Watch yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Which is crazy.
He's so good, dude. He's so good. He's at 19.5 points today. He only had 11 against Rutgers.
That's high. Very high.
Maybe it's the Jameer Young show?
Just might be.
Chad, I definitely wouldn't mind taking him to get a 20-piece today.
BYU at
That's
half.
for sure.
Can we get a look on that live line? See what number we're working with, Goots?
Halftime. Let's see what we're working with in BYU's. Plus 12.5, minus 120.
Ooh.
Archie's saying.
I see 14.5. I'm tapping. Yeah.
Plus 14.
14.5. I'm locking. Okay. I'm tapped.
Who do you like on Wake Forest to go off today?
I mean, it's the simple answer, but I think it just has to be a Hunter Salas game. He has to take over, realistically, because truthfully, I mean, in that game, I like their defense more than anything. That's more the reason why I like it. I think they're going to make life tough on everybody. And even though he put up 14 yesterday, it was a very quiet 14 because he didn't really have any takeover moment in that game. So, I mean, I think it has to be Hunter Salas today, as easy as it sounds.
Surely pairing Hunter Salas and Jameer Young should go well, right?
Yeah, that should go well.
All right, let's keep moving to Griffin. It's got to be the Terps. Chat TBD if I end up locking them in. All right, I'll let you guys know before it starts up, but might have to be played at plus 4.5. I don't know why I would do it to myself again, but I might have to. I love that in the Terps. I love the pain. I don't know why. They never really respect coins ever for me.
Yeah.
Maybe they will today. What about Wichita and Memphis? Any thoughts on that game?
I mean, I would love if somehow Memphis caught the early upset, so we get a little easier of a path for USF. But I do think that game could be close. I mean, it's tough to cap Memphis in a conference tournament scenario just because of the style they play, style and the fact that they turn the ball over a shit ton. They like to shoot a lot of threes. We'll see if that carries over to Dickies Arena over there in Fort Worth. But I would definitely lean the points with Wichita. It's probably something I'm not going to be taking because I definitely want to look forward to fading Memphis if they get through to USF. But I would not be laying minus 8.5 with Memphis in a conference tournament in any scenario.
Fair. Okay. More than fair, I would say. Can we talk a little bit more about this USC team?
Do we have to?
Just for a sec.
Do we have to?
Just for a second. Okay. I want to take Isaiah Collier today to go off after a couple quiet games. Thoughts on Collier?
I mean, if he doesn't go off, I mean, they're not going to keep this game within double digits. So if that's the hill you're dying on in this game, then yeah, you kind of have to. We are building a crab super goats.
Yeah, it's kind of sketch.
Yeah.
Kind of sketch. Salas, Young, Collier, what could go wrong? Fine. Why don't we pivot to a guy like Isaiah Hill? He's coming off some shit games against Wyoming.
Ooh, going to Fresno, huh?
That
could be the
Isaiah Hill coming off 10 combined points in the last 2 games against Wyoming.
Sure. Fresno
Some
respects
Isaiah
fun.
Hill love.
Could be the
I'm
difference.
liking his 12.5 points.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I care for Fresno much in that game, but it's not like Utah State's going to hold them to 60. I wouldn't think. Now they say that's going to
I don't
happen.
know. Utah State's defense doesn't scare me.
Yeah,
Their
that's
offense
what I'm
does.
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a high-scoring game. If they're going to dominate them, I mean, it's probably going to be from them putting up 100 rather than their defense looking like Tony Bennett. But
yep,
I
agree.
Issue.
All right, we'll go Isaiah Hill then instead of Colliers. Let's keep pushing, chats. Come on, keep moving. We got a lot of games today. Good for some more games with some points, maybe.
Yeah, I'm strolling through a little bit.
A lot of totals dropping.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Ohio State?
Yeah, we can talk about Ohio State.
Because I think Ohio State wins today.
Yeah. I don't want anything to do with that game.
You don't want to fade Iowa's?
I don't. It's just all these teams that are coming in super hot and everybody's taking them to make a run are all playing on the same day. All have super short spreads, except for USC, of course. And some of them are going to fall. I don't know what to do with Ohio State right now because they're one of those teams.
Yeah, I think they beat Iowa today. I think this Iowa team is done. I think they're dead, and I think since Ohio State fired their coach, they've honestly looked like a completely different team.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong at all. So that total looks a little low. I think I heard Mikey talk about that with you towards the end of TMA.
Morning after, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a little conference tournament tax, of course. You're not playing at either home site, but we've seen a lot higher totals for Iowa games against defenses that don't really scare you over the past, I don't know, really the entire conference season. 153 and dropping now. I'm seeing lower numbers somewhere. It seems a little low.
Huh. All right. Keep on scrolling, Gates. Let's see if we find some more late night Geysermans. All right, there's got to be a couple. Kansas State, Iowa State. Can you talk about that? I got to take a leak real quick, but I want to hear your thoughts on Iowa State and Kansas State. Maybe a little defensive slugfest.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the simpler unders on the board. I don't really have an issue with it, but I don't know. I kind of like Iowa State in this game. Kansas State, obviously, miracle comeback against Texas yesterday. Texas is absolutely garbage. Rodney Terry, Mickey Mouse run is over. He lost that game for them, didn't make any adjustments. They couldn't hit shots, except for the stray couple Max Avemus shots he made at the end to keep it, give them a little bit of hope, I guess you could say. But Iowa State's defense is going to lock in. Kansas State is going to do the same thing. They're going to force the ball out of their point guard's hands, whether it's Lipsy, whether they've been running like Milan a little bit at the top of the key now. I don't know if they're going to do that against Kansas State. They probably can't afford to, but Iowa State, I think they handle business here. Probably not one that I love so much that I'm going to lay the 7.5, but I do think this is certainly their game to win. They're going to get through to whatever happens at the bottom of that bracket. I do like the bottom half of that bracket. The other game a little better, a little Baylor action.
Wow. You were talking about Baylor the other day. You still like them?
Still like them. And part of it's just because I think it's a good matchup for them now with weirdly, like Cincy in that first game, they didn't have Bandego. And that was the game that was really close at Baylor. I think they won by 3. Now, like Baylor is going to space them out so they can just slash to the hole, and they're probably going to run small ball a little bit of the time. And in that first game, they couldn't really do that. Plus, spacing was a little weird. So, like, a lot of their shooters didn't really show up to play. They had John Newman on Jacoby Walter, so he had a little bit of trouble. Jalen Bridges couldn't make shots. He usually shows up in these type of games. So that's a big number. I think they're up to 6.5 now. They opened at like 4.5, which
weird line movement after they just beat Kansas. I know Kansas, waved the white flag and didn't really want to play in that game to compete, but that's still some weird movement.
That's part of it too, because like if you watch that game, I mean they won by 20, but Kansas was hanging around in that game for a while, and they were not really like getting any sort of offense. They didn't look great defensively, but since he was just not really there, so like the score is very deceiving. They didn't look like a dominant 20-point win in that game last night. They kind of pulled away at the end, and Kansas was waving that white flag the entire game, not just when they pulled away at the end. So I'm not really too impressed by Cincy right now. That game, and then right before that, their defense got shredded by West Virginia, and they probably should have lost that game too. So as much as Cincy's a pretty cool story to this point, I don't think it's going to last in this game. So if there's a team that out of those two that I'm picking to win by double digits or damn near it, I'd probably go Baylor or Iowa State, but I think they both kind of handle business. I'll see what happens in the earlier games. Because I like Houston too. So not all these big favorites are going to cover. So I wouldn't be shocked if Kansas State keeps it close.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't hate a stab at Kansas State to shock the world and win this game outright. Maybe they've got a really solid defense too, top 25 defense in the country. Nobody talks about it because they've been so mid this year, right?
Yeah,
that defense is really good. That Iowa State team, we know they had the second best defense in college basketball. That might just be a square under. You're right. I don't know where the points are going to be coming from in that contest, and I would not be shocked if the Wildcats win that game outright.
Yeah, it's tough to beat Iowa State in Hilton, or was their alternate Hilton there. That's have you ever watched an Iowa State Big 12 tournament game?
I know their fans show up unlike any other. They're like Dayton on steroids.
Yeah, it's literally, you wouldn't be able to tell a difference from the way the game sounds, whether it was there actually in Ames. So it's going to be crazy. So I don't know. I don't know that Kansas State is fit to win the game, but I could see them keeping it close just because it gets a super nasty, gross game.
What about Providence and Creighton? We saw Providence, handle Georgetown last night with ease. Great. Shit bet on Georgetown. Is Creighton going to be rolling the squad? Is Providence going to be showing some hearts? We know this team is weird in tournaments. We know this team is weird in big games. They come through. They respect coins. They're clutch. Is Providence worth a look, or is Creighton laying 8 for a reason today?
You know what? And the plums are kind of telling me Providence keeps this one close and a weird one. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because Creighton's going to run them off the 3-point line, which it's not really they're not BYU or anything, so it's not like it's detrimental. Obviously, Devin Carter wants a little space to operate, but you know what that's going to do? It's going to force him to the paint, and who's in the paint? Ryan Kalkbrenner, and who I think is soft and who's a bitch and is severely overrated defensively, and we've seen a huge fall off this year. Ryan Kalkbrenner. It's I wouldn't be surprised if we see them take advantage of him very early, maybe to get him in foul trouble. I think this game, Creighton wants to play super slow, which it's not great for Providence, but if that's the game they're going to play offensively, kind of working in the paint, you're going to have to play. You really have no choice. So I think it's going to be a nasty game that I kind of want the dog in the points in. I don't love it, but it's just what the plums are screaming at me.
Yeah, I don't want to fade Providence either. Every time I do, I lose money. So I'm good. I'm with you. Maybe they do hang around, keep it close. Do we think NC State does anything against Duke today? Duke's first game of the ACC tourney? Or is Duke going to blow them out? What are the vibes here? I know Duke's going to be coming in pissed off, coming off that UNC loss.
Yeah, it's hard to back NC State after they literally looked like the Warriors last night against Syracuse. Not that Syracuse was really providing any resistance, but they had the full healthy squad come back. They shot really well, and I don't know if I want to back that against Duke in their first game of the tourney, especially because, Duke 11 feels pretty fat over some of the lines that we've seen. I guess you can include the NC State one that we saw. I think they're at home in that game and seeing 11 now. I know Duke's probably gotten better. NC State's on the other side, opposite trajectory, but feels like a lot. It's probably for a reason.
Yeah, probably for a reason. I don't want to fade that squad after that loss to North Carolina embarrassingly on their home floor either. And I think NC State's just a team that the public loves for some reason. We saw the squares cash on them last night against Syracuse. That's not the team I want my coins on. No thanks.
No, I don't know.
How about the Aggies up to 5? Whoa.
Get the Aggies out of my face, man.
Get them out.
That team is rat shit. I'm done.
Yeah, but they're good. They're rat shit and good at the same time.
I'd just say they're rat shit.
Are you taking Ole Miss today?
No, I'm not that confident, but I'm tired of taking that team when they're in sharp spots.
That's fair. I will say though, on the record, they have come through the last 4 games. They've been on fire. Before that, took all of our money. Did not respect any coins. Stunk.
Yeah. Well, one of those games. The last game was a 26-point win over Ole Miss, which is why I'm so out.
I know that's the one thing keep me off it.
Yeah.
Ass. Wade Taylor's pissed.
He should be. He's
All right,
bad.
let's keep moving to Griffin. Does Duquesne hang around against Dayton? Do the Flyers find a way to fold down the stretch, right? One of the better Dayton teams we've seen in a while, one of the better A-10 teams we've seen in a while. But the problem is it's Dayton, and they find ways to fuck up new ways. They create them on the fly. That's what Dayton does. They lose games when it matters most. The spread opened up at 4.5 against Duquesne. That's hysterical. Don't even care that it's up to 6. They probably put it that low for a reason because they knew everybody was going to bet on Dayton and the steam was going to move. But and the line was going to move up 2 points. But this Duquesne team, Javon, they're finally doing now what we wanted them to do early on in the season. We were betting on guys like Day Grant and Co. They're finally doing it. But now they're away from home. Are we scared to back them here on the spreads? That 4.5 opener is pretty ridiculous. Can't deny it. And Dayton likes to fold. So what are we thinking?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get too cute with Duquesne here. I mean, they're coming in, I would say, one of, if not the hottest teams in the A-10 coming into this game, won 5 in a row to close out the season. 8 of 10, as a whole, with the very last one of those losses, or second of the last 2 losses being Dayton in the game that I think we got involved in, and they couldn't make a shot. And it was absolutely disgusting. They lost by 16 in that game. So I don't know that I want to go back to them. It feels tough backing a team that's hot going in to play a Dayton team on a neutral court where a lot of different things could happen. Defenses are going to lock in. I think you know that there's a big advantage in there with the best player on Dayton who's going to absolutely grub. So we kind of know that's going to happen. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I definitely don't want to get cute here with Duquesne. I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I kind of do, but it's Duquesne. They also never come through respect coins, and if they can double cover Day Grant, Duquesne might be in for some trouble. And Dayton's very athletic; they're definitely capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Another team that I wanted to talk through a little bit here, not for a long time, but I wanted to mention them. Delaware State. I know you probably didn't come in prepped with Delaware State tidbits.
Kind of.
But Delaware State's, this team, I don't know what it is about this team, man, but this team has gotten weird line respects down the stretch. They've started to win games down the stretch. This is one of the worst programs in college basketball last year. I don't even know how many wins they had, probably like 1 or 2. And they're playing a South Carolina State team that has won 4 of the last 5 games and beat them twice this season. And now Delaware State is barely a dog. Open up 2.5, 1.5 some places. I think Delaware State wins this game.
Yeah, we're talking the wrong one because South Carolina State's my champion, unfortunately, out of the MEAC.
Dudes, what do you like about South Carolina State?
I mean, they're playing good basketball right now. I like their matchup against Delaware, too, because they're a little bigger. They're one of the only teams in the MEAC that actually has like a reliable defense metrics-wise, and it's tough to be like a Norfolk on the top of the bracket. I know you liked Howard, who's going to be – they're playing today, and I like their matchup, too. I think they cover, and they're going to end up facing Norfolk. So I like their matchups all the way through. But there's been a lot of weird lines, I guess, between the MEAC and the SWAC, very short lines. So like this is out of the 3-6, 4-5 matchups that we've gotten out of those 2 conferences. This is one of like the longer lines, to be honest. We've seen a lot of -1, -2. So that's what definitely kept me off of it.
All right. Yeah, I just don't know why that spread is short. That short.
Yeah. Seen it from Delaware State all year. I'm not too concerned yet.
All right. Well, we'll see if South Carolina State can beat them for the 3rd time this year. See how that one plays out. Stanford, Washington State. That spread has moved a ton today. Are you buying into this Wazoo squad? Seems like a lot of people are.
Can't say I really am. No. I think they suck. I think the majority of the Pac-12 sucks. The one thing like Wazoo has on a lot of these teams in the Pac-12, which is why they've been so good, is they have a lot of size, like inside. Like even at the 3, the 2, even back at the 1, like they're bigger than a lot of these teams. They're able to be a lot more physical than them, which like with Stanford is not the case. Like you're going to have Reno in there absolutely grubbing in the board, and there's nobody really can shoot over top of him in the paint. You're going to have Spencer Jones on the outside, a really good perimeter defender who's, I don't know who they're going to put him on for Washington State today, but it's going to be a matchup challenge for whoever. It's just, I don't know. I'm not really buying that line move. I don't think Stanford's very good either, obviously, but they just had a miracle comeback yesterday off of some crazy blunders. I don't want to back them, but I'm not buying into that crazy line move either. I think they match up pretty well with Washington State.
Okay. Weird move. Where are they at?
I think they're maybe above it, maybe a little earlier. I know we didn't get to talk through that yesterday when we were talking about champions, but they were same odds as the 3 seed or 4 seed, I think, is the favorite Alcorn, who just came in on the hottest streak of any team in that conference. And what do you know? They lost last night in the first round. So Southern moving up, which I think Southern had the toughest matchup in the entire SWAC first round, and they just moved from 2.5 to 4, which I thought was pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that's could be a lay piece, could be a Bozo Pack piece. I mean, I think our most successful reads have been leaning into our conference angles and just like Morehead State being a favorite for no reason, Southern pretty close to a favorite for no reason as the 4 seed. I don't think they're losing this game.
I don't either. I like that angle. Bethune-Cookman beat them twice this year as well.
Yeah.
I'm in. Okay. What else we got? Goods, take us to the bottom of that goddamn board. I want to see some late night geysers. The latest.
You know what? These aren't the latest of nights either, but I think it's right above this. I was shocked to see Florida laying 8. And I know that's another team that, people are starting to get hip to, but that
might as well give them the trophy now. Like,
yeah,
if I hear one more person tell me about Florida, I'm going to blow my brains out.
Yeah. And if they're not losing this game, but to see this, if they lose, it's going to have to be against the Bamas or the Kentuckys if they get there. But this game was super competitive twice. And when they went to really at Florida, that game might have gone into OT. It was 102-98. And then after that, the game that they probably should have lost on the road at Georgia, they ended up winning by 6, but it was a late surge, really fluky plays. I was expecting this to be a shorter spread that would really scare the shit out of me first round for Florida, and it's not. It was 6.5 up to 8, which really surprised me.
Yeah, definitely fats. Definitely a really good parlay piece if you're crafting up something juicy with multiple legs. Golf, Trent. Fugazi piece. Florida ML. Could be a good one. Spread up to 8. That's a lot of points. Georgia steals coins like it's their job. Keep me away. Yeah. Definitely lean Florida to win this game by 10 plus. I'm with you. But the people are hip. They know.
No, they are.
Right? That's kind of why I went with a different angle in the SEC and went with Bama, because nobody's talked about Bama for the last 3 months. I haven't heard anyone mention Bama. Bama's lost to all the good teams in the SEC this entire season pretty much. Let's see if they can change the narrative. I like them at plus 450, but Florida's like the most popular SEC angle, 20-1 to win the tourney, 100%. Right? Everyone's hip. They're playing great ball. They look great. They've got studs, great young coach, new offense, new system. It's working. Let's see how long it does, right? Gosh, man. Boston College, I can't believe you're taking them again. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Taking it.
All right. Catch the Cavs lacking. Southern can definitely get behind. Goots, what else is late night? Utah stinks. Colorado stinks. Can we fade both those teams somehow? Just take the under?
Well, Utah's my champion, so I'd love for them to get this. This is the big game.
Okay.
It's the big game.
It's a big game.
They got the trees inside that can hang with De Silva, hang with Eddie, hang with, I think Cody Williams is supposed to be back. I haven't seen that final yet, but I would assume so. And that's probably why the line's not a little closer in terms of the 4.5. But yeah, I think they match up pretty well. I think Devon Smith is going to absolutely tweak against that team, just like he does against everybody. You need a good facilitator against Colorado, and you need size. Utah's got them both.
Okay. Maybe Utah shakes off the rust, grows up a little bit, and finds a way to win some games because, a tale of 2 different seasons for Utah this year. Insane.
Yeah.
Started out great, completely faded away. Weird.
Yeah. Injuries didn't help them, and now they're still hurt because really Worcester he's literally basketball came rising. He's supposed to be back for like a month and a half now and just disappeared.
It might be a good thing he's not coming back. I never really liked him.
Yeah, it's fair.
Krabs, can you say more on New Mexico? Sure. I really like this New Mexico squad. Number one, I really like that New Mexico opened up a favorite in this game against Boise, who was beating them early this season. Boise coming in on fire, coming off an outright win at San Diego State's last game of the season to pull off that upset. Crazy. Boise State down the stretch playing great ball. They won 4 of their last 5. They got the coach's son, Max Rice, who's been balling recently. I think this New Mexico Lobos team is just way too talented, and seeing them open up -1 was music to my ears. I don't even care the line moved 2 points towards Boise. No shit, it's going to move. It's insanely public. Everyone on earth is on Boise. Give me New Mexico, a team that's been forgotten about, a team that's been given up on, a team that's been doubted. I don't know, a squad that's been overhyped pretty much the last 2 years going in, and they have fell on their face, right? I think New Mexico says cut the shit, enough is enough. We've got an all-star team out here in the Mountain West with guys like Donovan Dent leading the way, who I'm obsessed with. I think he's one of the best players in the country. I just can't give up on this team, and seeing them open up as a favorite, chat tells me they beat Boise today. And nobody wants it. I'll take it for them.
Fair. Can respect it.
We'll see how it plays out. I know you're a big Boise Bronco for that future, but
yeah, it's probably one of the ones I was least confident in. So I'm not too mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, throw a dart with your eyes closed, and that'll tell you a better Mountain West champ than you picking, because, I mean, who fucking knows? It's absolute madness. It's March Madness on steroids. The entire season is what the Mountain West is. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Keep our Mountain West safe. All right, chat? Keep them safe, committee. Don't be fucking with it. Okay? All right. It's about that time. Let's get the squad ride moving and grooving. We got to get a winner today. We fell flat on our face yesterday, all right, with that squad rides, but we'll bounce back. No more Lakers talk. Goots, run that shit. I want to see that train. Dubs. All right, chats. We got to get to work here. We got to find a winning play for today that we can all get behind, we can all tail, and we can cash together. All right, so why not us? Yvonne, let's start with some of our favorites. I love St. Peter's tonight. Obsessed.
Okay. Put him
love
in.
St. Peter's.
I'm in on that 100%.
What are you obsessed with today?
Starting to really, the more that we talked about it, really like Southern.
Okay.
A lot of my plays start earlier, so I got to go to the ones that we talked about rather than Sharp Report.
Yep. Southern -4.
Yeah.
I love the sell job. The one thing I don't love is the total being super low, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
If they win by 3, they win by 3.
Yeah. Pretty much. And we'll definitely have some ML investments as well.
Southern -4.
What else do we have? I mean, we could always put the Lightning in it. That's the nastiest play maybe of all time.
I think I can get there with the Lightning.
Heart.
I think I can get there with the Lightning.
Hearts.
Crossing my T's and dot my I's.
Doing both.
I just crossed. I just dotted. All right, we can take Lightning MO. I'm good with that. I want to look at the last couple games they played.
Yeah, they're coming off one really good game. One really good game, but other than that, they've been shit for a month and a half, 2 months.
Okay.
And stop spamming Wake in the chat. Starts in like an hour and a half. We're not putting Wake in here.
Yeah, it's too early, chat. We got to give people time to tail after work and shit. All right. Cannot be doing day game sweats for the squad rides. All right. We could take New Mexico. I'm loving, but you're on Boise. That's cake. Could take Boston College.
I mean, I'm down for that. I didn't think you were too in on BC.
Just got weird vibes with that game, man. Be honest with you.
You can keep that one out.
The weirdest of vibes.
How do you feel about Baylor?
Definitely like Baylor a lot. Would have zero problems putting Baylor in this puppy. Coming off a loss to Tech. They did beat Cincy earlier this year. Love the line movement after Cincy had that blowout. All right, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Come in. We can make Wake an unofficial squad ride. All right, chat? We'll all sweat that puppy out. I know your asses are all going to be on that shit.
Yeah,
Okay?
we're certainly playing it and sweating it.
Yeah. All right, Baylor -6.5. We've got that. We've got the Lightning on the ML, Southern spreads, St. Peter's ML. What are we missing, Javon?
What are we missing?
Ohio State is winning that game.
You put your foot down and say they're winning, I'm not going to question it.
Is there any NBA you even wanted to dabble with?
There is one NBA play that I'm taking. It's the Clippers.
What is that?
It's the Clippers. -6.5 on the road against the Bulls. I don't know if you saw the Bulls game last night, but holy miracle for them to even get that game to OT in the first place. And it's kind of assumed that we're going to have, I would think, one of the two sit out because Kawhi and James Harden are questionable. So, I mean, it's possible that the line moves back towards the Bulls once that's announced, but they're also dealing with some injuries on the other side too. It's just like a weird spot because the Bulls, they had this like gauntlet of a road trip. They came home, got fucking blasted by the Mavs after a couple of good performances, and then they just had that miracle win against the Pacers last night with a DeRozan 45 piece, maybe more, plus the buzzer beater. Now they're going on a back-to-back, still staying home, but the Clippers are coming in, and the Clippers have been, I don't know if you could say tailspin at this point, but they just completely fell flat against the T-Wolves and the Bucks, 2 games where they had a chance to prove themselves against the better teams in the league. So now they're -6.5 with somebody probably sitting out. I'm in.
Love the sell job. I mean, you could write a fucking movie about that. I can't put the Clippers in here.
I know. I kind of figured. I was just letting you know what I was on because that's the one play that I'm taking in the NBA.
No Wizards ML?
No Wizards ML. Could be the Rockets.
All right. Chat, 5 plays, 5 winners on today's slates. And yes, we are sneaking Ohio State in that puppy. I don't want to hear shit. 5 plays, 5 winners. All right, Chad, hurry up. Go, 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 go. You have 2 minutes to lock in your votes. We've got St. Peter's on the ML late night. We've got Southern -4 late night. We've got the Lightning on the ML on the ice. We've got Baylor -6.5 late night. And we've got Ohio State money line for dinner. All right, chat, 5 plays, 5 winners. Hurry up. Lock the fuck in. I want to see 100 votes for the winning play. No excuses. I want to see it. Get this fucking votes in chat. Hurry up. Go, go, go. There's no way Ohio State is winning this poll. There's no way.
Wild.
There's no way. St. Peter's getting no love. 2 votes.
St. Peter's going to be air.
Are you kidding me, dudes? Are you kidding me? Get those votes in chat. You've got 1 minute. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. All right. If you guys are looking for shit to do today, we've got the Surge stream starting up right here in a moment. All right, Trent is going to take you through the slate, any plays he likes, and you can come up and give him a winner. If you give him the sell job of the day, you can win some free Prize Picks coins. So why don't you guys go ahead and grab the link when he drops it in a couple minutes and pitch him a winning play for today's loaded Thursday slate. A lot of early games. All right, take it easy today. Don't be stressed. Don't force. Let the winners come to you. All right. Lock in these plays. Hurry up. Go, go, go. Make sure you guys drop a subscription on the YouTube page so I can do a 24-hour stream. All right. I want to do one. We're getting close, though, chats. You've got 2 weeks, week and a half to get these fucking subs up. All right. Show some hearts. We're going to get to 5K subs by next weekend. All right. Hurry up. Show some heart. Javon, any thoughts, any comments on this Thursday afternoon? How we feeling?
I'm feeling good. We have a massive CBB slate. Definitely going to be spraying today, like a lot of plays, early and late. So we'll be seeing units are going to be thrown.
Chats, as this squad ride vote finishes up here, it looks like it's going to be Baylor spread. Sure. I want to let you guys know, since you're staying around late, my OGs, all right? Me and Javon about to film an AL NL East pods later today, this afternoon, and get you guys some thoughts, comments, concerns, bets for the AL and NL East. If you guys are ready for baseball season like we are, make sure you guys check that one out when it drops. But we're about to film that puppy in a couple minutes here. All right? Stick around for the Surge stream. All right, guys? We've got Trent. We've got winners. Come pitch him a play. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing.